Hi, I'm Anne from Modern Mrs. Darcy. Welcome to the second video edition of Twiterature. I am making this up as I go along. Let me know what you think in comments, and I'll see if I can make the next one a little better. But this time I haven't even written my 140 character reviews yet. I'm just speaking off the cuff about this month's 7 books, telling you real quick takes on what I thought about it. So first up is Speak Love by Annie Downs. I gave away a copy of this recently on the blog, and you all sounded really interesting. This book is not written for me. It's written for teen girls. Despite that, I dog-eared the heck out of the thing, which I only do this to books I own. I don't do this to other people's books. I just want you to know. But that's a sign of a good book. And while I was reading it, there were lots of wise words for women and men of every age. But I also kept wondering, when is my 8-year-old going to be ready to read this? And he talks about boys and cliques in ways that my daughter isn't dealing with yet, thank goodness. I'm going to take Annie's words to heart when talking with her, but I'm wondering at what age she'll actually be ready to read this book. Sarah's 8. I think I have a couple years. If you all have young girls and you'd read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in comments. I have been eagerly awaiting Malcolm Gladwell's latest book, David and Goliath, for some time. Although, I gotta tell you, when he announced the title, I was a little disappointed because it sounded like a yawner. But when I heard the story behind it, I liked it a lot better. He said David and Goliath is a misunderstood biblical narrative. We think that it's an underdog story, when really it's a question of hidden technologies and hidden strengths, and that was a really interesting reframing. What Gladwell is talking about is how things, people, institutions that are powerful often have hidden weaknesses, and those things we perceive to be weak often have hidden strengths. Like, take for an example, Microsoft is a giant corporation, has a lot of power, obviously, but, you know, a small tech startup that doesn't hold a candle to Microsoft in many ways, has the ability to be nimble in a way that Microsoft just can't, and that's their strength. So it was really an interesting book. A lot of people don't like Gladwell. If you don't like him, this is not going to change your mind. But if you've enjoyed his other works, definitely pick this one up. I always start thinking about things in new ways after I've read his perspectives on things. Okay, I finally read The Princess Bride, which I've been meaning to read since last summer's post. The book isn't better than the movie. Many of you said this one, the movie's better than the book. Some of you said the book's better than the movie, and some of you said you can't pick between the two. They are just different genres, and you have to approach them as such. And I'm in that third camp. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the book within a book format. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're just going to have to read it. It's thick, but it's fast, and it's fun without being dumb. It's a great read. Maybe you want to save it for the holidays or summer reading, but if you've been thinking about it, add it to your list. Okay, I finally read a Neil Gaiman book. I didn't realize I'd never read one of his novels until I went to plug this into Goodreads. I've read some of his nonfiction, and I've seen the movie Coraline that's based on his book, but I've never read anything by him. If you are in those same shoes, I recommend picking this one up. It's short. It's like 170 pages. I read it in an afternoon. He creates these really compelling fantasy worlds. I don't know how he comes up with this stuff, but it's really interesting reading. And some of the sentences are just really well crafted and really a lot of fun to read for that reason. Sad story about this Neil Gaiman book. I requested it several months ago in print and in ebook versions from my library. And I'm like 200th on the list still for the print version, and I was like 80th for the ebook version. And I was making my way up through the list, and I logged into my account recently to check on the status of that ebook request and saw that I wasn't on the list anymore. And I thought, what happened? And I checked my spam folder from, in my email, and had a notice from the library that said my Neil Gaiman request was ready and I had 3 days to pick it up. And of course, I saw that email on the 4th day. So I was very disappointed. But you will see this has that shiny pink sticker on it. I happened to see this on an end cap at my library. It was the no reserve 7-day bestseller, whoever gets it, whoever comes first gets it. And so I snagged it on Saturday and read it that afternoon. So all is well. I don't have to cry anymore about my lost request. Although I did add my library to my approved senders list because I don't want to miss those emails in the future. I read a book I already took back to the library called The Telling Room, which has some great long subtitle I can't remember right now. A Tale of Love, Revenge, Betrayal, and the World's Greatest Piece of Cheese. Something like that. Really interesting nonfiction narrative about the cheese that sends the author on a quest around the world to Spain, to Catalan, Spain, to investigate the origins of this cheese and the many, many stories behind its creation and demise, I guess. It was a really interesting book. But I have mixed feelings about it. I finished it about 3 weeks ago, and I'm still deciding how I felt about the ending. The thing is, I don't think this is a spoiler, the book doesn't resolve. And I'm trying to decide if that's as it should be, or if it just made for a really disappointing ending. I don't know. If you've read it, tell me what you think in comments. Okay, the last one is a cookbook. It is Well Fed 2, which I know I mentioned on the blog. And honestly, I'm sorry, but my daughter wrote a little review of this for her Sunday morning newspaper she put together last week, and I wanted to read it to you. So we have another cookbook in Well Fed. No, in Twitterature. So here's what she said. Author Melissa Julwan did a great job writing these great paleo cookbooks, Well Fed 1 and Well Fed 2. In this book, you can make the best chicken you will ever eat, and sweet potato waffle sandwiches, deli tuna salad, oven-fried salmon cakes, tropical chopped salad, banana pecan ice cream. They all sound so good. Really, you've got to try this book. Okay, from Sarah's paper. There we go. And it's a great book. I like it because the recipes are great. I haven't made a bad one yet, except I don't like bananas, so I'm not making that banana pecan ice cream. Sorry, Sarah. Melissa has a really distinctive style. I mean, she'll say it's basic food, but she really loves her herbs and spices. My Penzies shopping list has exploded since I started cooking out of her cookbooks. But so far, I have used her page called Burgers, Balls, and Bangers, which is a formula for making burgers, balls, and sausage-shaped hot dog meat things, to make like 5 different kinds of seasoned balls and bangers, and including chorizo and turkey and cranberry and Greek sausages. And that alone was worth the cost of the book because homemade chorizo, I mean, it's not real chorizo, but homemade chorizo tasting healthy meat something has made us all very, very happy. So we really like those books. And I think sometime I need to write about the text in cookbooks. I like to read, and I love a cookbook with interesting, well-written text to go with the recipes, and Melissa delivers on that front. So that's it for this month's Twitterature. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in comments, and we'll make something up next time. Maybe it'll be a little better. Thanks for watching. Bye.